Even though today some states are holding their primary elections, Ohio has decided to shut down its polling places due to the worldwide pandemic, which has encouraged everyone to stay home and avoid any type of social interaction. Now, Republican Ohio Governor Mike DeWine announced that polls will be closed in the state on Tuesday as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. The order came from the Ohio Health Director, who ordered the polls closed on Tuesday to avoid the imminent threat with a high probability of widespread exposure to COVID-19. So understand that there are two different parties involved in this story, okay? There is the CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, urging everyone to use social distancing to avoid human interaction so we don't spread this virus. Then you have the DNC, which is desperate to end the primary race as soon as possible, get Biden in, right? Because Biden's the front runner as it stands now, and move on with it. Who cares if everyone's being told to stay home? We're still gonna hold our elections. So Ohio has decided, no, we're not gonna do that. That's a bad idea. And let's go to this video of the Ohio Secretary of State explaining why.
How can the health director order the polls closed when a judge just said a few hours ago tonight that they should stay open? I mean, why didn't you appeal, go through the courts? Tell us, take us through that.
Yeah, again, Don, what the health director has is broad authority to protect the health of Ohioans. There's a reason why that's created in law, because in a public health emergency such as this, difficult decisions are going to need to be made. Again, the question about whether to go on with challenging this and appealing to courts in the middle of the night would create more uncertainty. The governor's decision, I think, was a wise one to create some finality here, so that poll workers know that we're not going to order them to go to the polls tomorrow morning when it is detrimental to their health.
So that's not a violation of the judge's orders?
Again, I'm not an attorney, so I'm not going to be the one to figure that out. But I will say that 35,000 Ohioans who are set to work the polls tomorrow. We're waiting for some closure and some finality on this. I think that the governor's order does that. I think that my directive lays out the path forward. There will be an election. The people of Ohio will have a chance to make their voice heard.
So even though polls are closed today, the government officials in Ohio have a plan to ensure that people who want to vote have the opportunity to vote. Let me be clear that there has already been mail-in voting in Ohio. But in this next video, LaRose, that's the Ohio Secretary of State, explains what the state's plan is for individuals who haven't voted yet. Take a look.
Democrats in Ohio supported this decision earlier today, but wanted the state to explore more, as you just discussed, vote by mail options going forward, and much earlier than June 2nd. So talk to me about that.
So Ohio has actually a long history of vote by mail. We've been a leader on this. It's something Ohioans are comfortable with. And what this would do if we conducted the election under my directive that was sent out on June 2nd is we would have a very long period of vote by mail, effectively for the next 10 weeks or so. And then this gets us to at least as far out as we can, because remember, the Democratic Convention is on July 13th. We owe them a list of delegates. And so in order for that to happen and for the final tabulation of results and certification of that results to happen, June 2nd is the day that I thought best that hopefully gets us past this public health crisis.
So what do you guys think about this? I mean, I think that they're handling this pretty well.
Leave it to the Democratic Party to make the Republicans look reasonable.
It's crazy, right?
It's insane. I mean, what the Democratic Party is doing by holding elections today is one of the most irresponsible, unconscionable, reckless, disgusting. I can't think of a stronger adjective. It's utterly remarkable that they would plow ahead with these elections after the CDC and the World Health Organization have said to limit gatherings to under 50 people, under 10 people in some cases. Like they're gonna cause people to die. Like there's no other way to say it. Like they are a public health menace.
Well, they know that people aren't gonna go to the polls. They know that people aren't gonna go to the polls. In fact, Illinois has taken a different approach, and there are poll workers in Illinois who are like, no, we're not gonna show up. Are you crazy? We've been told by the Trump administration to avoid gatherings of 10 people or more. So like, why are we gonna risk our health by doing this? So poll workers aren't showing up, which means that voters are gonna feel disenfranchised, they're gonna feel frustrated because they have to choose between their own health, the possibility of spreading the virus, or practicing their, democratic process.
Democratic rights, yeah.
No, I mean, I think that it makes all the sense in the world to say that from now until the convention, there will be, as you just heard the Attorney General speak about, the 10 weeks of mail-in ballots. Why not? That is perfectly fine. It takes you 3 or 4 days to get a ballot.
Yeah.
Send it back by a certain time. That's it. And so again, the idea that, and it's true that actually the Democratic Party doesn't mind if people show up or not.
That's right.
And it is a form of voter suppression. Like long lines are forms of voter suppression, like polling stations closing are forms of voter suppression. And you're sort of seeing it now, in a pressure cooker, and it's frustrating because it's like get out the vote, and Dems supposedly care that people get out to vote. Now you see that actually, nah, it's okay, stay home.
No, but here's the incredible thing. How much time did Democrats spend after Trump got elected, inaugurated?
Yeah.
How much time did they spend pretending like they cared about
the integrity
of our democratic process, of our elections?
Some Russians bought some Facebook memes or something, and it was like we need to start a war with them.
Right.
And now I don't want to hear ever again from a single Democrat that they are the party of science. Like I don't want to be browbeaten with that ever again. Like this is what they're doing flies in the face of every single scientist, health professional in the world today. It's so mind-boggling.
To be
that I
fair, like the 10 days was released 72 hours ago, maybe like not even. Like the idea, or not the 10 days, the 10 people or less. Like that recommendation came out from the Trump administration
recently,
really recently, which again could also be part of a hey, don't go out to vote. That's sort of the Republican angle on getting Democrats not to go to the ballot box. I mean, I honestly think it does benefit Trump as well to have Democrats stay home. But just, we love to tout how great our democracy is. And then when the day comes after every celebrity is telling you to get out the vote, and we spend tons and tons of money on getting out the vote supposedly, then we have no idea how this vote happens.
Right.
All the poll workers who are doing work for free, the long lines, it's like, oh well, no, that part is it's like explaining to a kid how where babies come from.
Yep.
You're like, yeah, well, when two people are in love, and and then we have a president. That's you don't explain how it happens.
I think
no one knows how it happens.
And I know that this is a little bit of speculation, but I have good reasons to speculate the way that I am. I don't think that the DNC would be as pushy about continuing on with the primaries the way that they've been if the front runner were Bernie Sanders right now.
Obviously not.
That's just the way I feel about it, because I mean, they would put a halt to these primaries.
They would put a stop to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think with the left has a very serious discussion about whether the results of these elections are actually legitimate.
Absolutely.
Well,
I don't in my mind they are not. This is not a legitimate election being held today.
So I want to give you the statement coming out of the DNC, the Democratic National Committee. Apparently, they put out a memo, a little salty. Seems like they're kind of threatening some of these states who have questioned whether or not they should hold the primaries, whether they should maybe postpone things until it's safe. And so a new memo from the DNC panel that handles delegate selection for their presidential nomination warns that state parties that hastily change the first determining step of their own process could be subject to penalties, including a 50% reduction in delegates.
Jesus Christ.
So just in case, they don't do exactly what the DNC wants them to do, and they decide, we'd rather keep our people safe. We'd rather, stop the spread of coronavirus so our healthcare system isn't overwhelmed with cases. the DNC is going to go after them and possibly cut the number of delegates from that state. Here's a statement from the actual memo. The delegate selection rules provide that each state's first determining step must take place by June 9th. If a state violates the rule on timing or any other rule, they could be subject to penalties as prescribed in Rule 21, including at least a 50% reduction in delegates. And then finally, they write the deadline to elect convention participants is June 20th, so state parties should have plenty of time to elect their delegates, alternates, and standing committee members.
I mean, if you're just looking at like who coronavirus mostly affects, right? Who it's most dangerous for, they're older voters. They're Biden voters. You know what I mean? So it's not a left versus right thing. It's not in the Democratic Party, right? It is just a matter of national health and like democratic transparency, like and for people to actually be able to exercise their right to vote. And to be honest, if they were to delay it, you're gonna see more older people probably going to the polls and or mailing in ballots. Like I don't think it, which I think benefits Biden, not benefits Sanders. And then threatening these states with a reduction in delegates, they're gonna be taking away delegates from Biden, not delegates away from Bernie. So again, it's not left versus right. I mean, maybe they would wanna halt it if Biden were not leading. But I definitely don't think that like people who are for Bernie, who are like, we need to stop this. Like it actually doesn't help. Like Bernie
I don't think Bernie supporters want to postpone these primaries because they think it's going to help Bernie. I think they want to do it because they actually believe in democracy and they believe in people's right to vote, including older individuals who are unlikely to vote for Bernie. You actually do want to maintain the integrity of our democratic process. And what the DNC wants, and it's very clear to me, is they want this primary over. They just want Biden to be the nominee and they want to move on to the general election. And they're super salty about the fact that Bernie hasn't dropped out yet, which is infuriating. He's still, I get it, okay? Biden is doing well based on the polling in upcoming states. But it's not over yet. So you don't get to pressure people to drop out when the delegate difference isn't really that stark yet. Biden's
polling went from dead to front runner in 3 days. Like we're living in unprecedented times.
Exactly.
We're in the middle of the worst global pandemic in 100 years. We're gonna go through the worst economic crisis since the dawn of capitalism. I mean, it really is like that big. Things can change is the point. Like you don't know, like anything could happen is my point.
But if Biden wins the nomination and then goes on to lose Trump, it will lose against Trump. It will absolutely be COVID-19's fault. Like it'll be Bernie Sanders and COVID-19. They were working together in their socialist plot to reelect Donald Trump. No, but right, it's like as soon as if they bungle this, it will totally be because of the pandemic when they actually didn't take these steps to make it easier to vote during the pandemic.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.